Anyway, we're talking about the Wisemen. Do we know much about the Wisemen?
Wise.
They're wise. Well, why were they wise? Because they were smart enough to follow the star, right? And because they actually asked directions, at least from somebody up there. Well, what did they bring Jesus?
Yes.
Gifts. Okay. Do you remember what the gifts were? Frankincense, gold, and myrrh. Well, you know what? Last year, I didn't do that this year. I thought, well, we'll do that maybe next time. But I made all the kids smell what frankincense smelled like and what myrrh smelled like. And then they got some gold candies. And it was kind of surprising. They were different scents than what you would think. But they brought gifts. Do you know why they brought gifts to Jesus? Because he was the king. He was the prophesied Messiah. He was supposed to be the King of Kings, and that's what you do. When you come to a king, you bring him gifts. Well, you know what, though? Jesus really was the ultimate gift, right? And so if I was a king and I was to bring him a gift, well, they didn't have, do you think they had those party bags and tissue paper? Yeah, that probably wouldn't have handled the trip very well. How about wrapping paper and cardboard boxes? Do you think they had that? Probably not. So they would have put them in containers, probably metal containers. Could be wood, who knows? So what I have here is a wood container. And inside that wood container, I have another empty container. But what they gave him, the gifts, now do you think the gold would last forever? Would that run out? That would run out. How about the frankincense? Do you think that would eventually run out? Perfume? Yeah. What do you think the myrrh was used for? The myrrh is what they used to embalm somebody. That seems kind of like a funny gift to give a baby, doesn't it? Embalming fluid. Sorry, I'm speaking. But it was a sign in preparation. Even though the Wisemen didn't know that at the time when they brought that, it was God's sign. But that's what Jesus was going to do. He was going to die. Well, you know what? It's amazing that what God can produce out of nothing. Because when we had nothing in there, I have all sorts of stuff. I have a missing link. But you know what? Even though we have nothing, sometimes when we come to Christ, He just wants us to present ourselves, right? Because when He can take with us and use our talents, it can be a gift that just keeps on giving, and it never stops. Kind of like the gifts that the Wisemen gave him. The myrrh never stopped because he was going to use that at the end of his ministry, right? Why are you looking like that? See, some of you think you don't have any gifts to give God. Sometimes you think you have no talent. But you do. Well, come on. It's amazing what God can take from nothing. It's amazing how much talent you have in each side of you. It's amazing the gifts that He's given you, if only you will use it for His glory. Okay?